To see forward in a way where there is always a call to look back and see the set field of vision. The eye, in fact, utilizes mirrors to reflect and scan an image with cones and rods as the photons move through the optic nerves. This information allows you to follow the messages of your telepathic and empathic variety will filter into knowledge for your evolutionary alignment and passage into higher sentience. The power of momentum towards revolutionary transformation is being drawn forth and brought to awareness, so in each step and statement there are simple points of connecting to the first ray, the cosmic collective will to good. When there is fear in this consciousness of humanity, the world is offered a sacrifice for safety. The first step of the venture is protection, protecting the status quo of human values. Earth ecology is reduced to survival awareness and predisposes each individual into separation from their own communities and families. To separate people is to utilize fear as the primary method of operation. Those who are following news sources, YouTubes, blogs, and insider information are finding the stories being confusing, vague, misdirected, and connected to paranoia as the primary objective of these discourses. The core elements of consciousness of fear is separation and division of energies towards survivalistic concerns. The secondary effect is to produce the sense of helplessness, which produces a deep anxiety and dread within the populations. There are considered cattle by the elitists who walk the path of continued appropriation of power over freedom of the collective. Once the momentum of the energetic releases of higher consciousness are given in alternative perspectives through spiritual awakening, then the breakdown of society will flow as it is incompatible with actual reality. Those who wish the status quo to be operational through worldwide disasters or unnatural disasters will impose a totalitarian agenda of more wars, revolutions, social unrest, economic catastrophe, media propaganda, and chauvinistic racial explosiveness. In this time period, the Watchers are seeing the chaotic accumulations of fear being produced to extend the range of the Black Alliance. Their stranglehold upon intelligence agencies in proportion to the ignorance of the people of the world, they are being multiplied by the avoidance of the symptoms of mass psychopathic intolerance of truth, in which messages are being objectively observed and are incompatible with the truth that will bring forth the awareness that the Dark Masters are psychotic paranoids who will continue an agenda that is fulfilled in deep mystery and unavailing accelerations towards mental emotional imprisonment. These individuals are to be understood as lost and needing fulfillment of their own desire for love. When the third dimensional matrix presents only negative as its source of fulfillment, then the changes will increase in consciousness and will begin to measure the journey in terms of redirection and reorientation. Once the sphere of influence of each individual is captivated by the smoke and mirrors of deceit and corruption, the point of deeper consideration finds resolution in collective agreement. Changing waves and timeline adjustments are necessary. Each position within the larger matrix affects the portion of humanity with which you are interoperative. Those with larger influence direct consciousness streams that become appropriated awareness with emotional content and fulfillment manifestations conjoined with the object of interest. Worldwide catastrophes indicate the level of physical, emotional, and mental alignment with egregious process placed upon society by extraterrestrial lucid managers of group consciousness. It is in the visions of the teachers of light that your messages for this day is to hear words more deeply. First, you are to surrender to the evolution of the species as awakening the morality of being from the paradigm of perfection. In giving, you are finding. In being, you are knowing and seeing life in creation. Human consciousness is central in its evolutionary pattern. It is the point of perspective. The point of emanation of consciousness is based upon the awareness of this point. Also, as the point of light, which is the combination of consciousness and awareness, this third-dimensional world functions as a completed and functional viewpoint. The nature of the universe and the consciousness are the aspects of the power grid, which exemplifies integrity and structural continuance. In and through the teachers of light, the imposition of structures is noted as a precursor to the demarcation of boundaries placed upon societies as the feeding tubes for parasitic civilizations, which are the zombification of reality by a few that are unfazed by inaction. The steps forward are to be made in quick succession as the adventuring, expanding, and exalting knowledge ignored by the mass societal indifference will succumb to the underlying misunderstanding of power. Those who follow the darkened path are also those who offer the visions of a perfect society. A perfect collective is already offered to humanity of 7 billion. The numbers present are a critical mass forecasting the alignment of galactic changes upon the horizon. In each scenario, the pathway is secured through the timeless operations of an evolutionary integration. The furtherance of society will begin to awaken the sacred and reject the profane. As the frequency modulation between dark and light compresses, the rhythmic interchange will accelerate and further expose the corruption and negativity. And once this is completed, the world will begin its renewal. The sprouts of new thought and consciousness will become ever present within each individual life as the growing season will begin for the spiritual and the higher mind.